Here we are at 824 Bitterbrush Lane in Fort Collins. This is more on the south side of Fort Collins, just to give you guys a heads up. But quiet neighborhood, far away from the railroad tracks, not much noise traffic-wise except for neighbors. I'm not going to show you guys the full entire cul-de-sac just for the fact that there are kids around, and I don't always like filming individuals like that, so I can kind of give you an idea of what the other house is, but I can let you know everybody takes care of their place here. Fresh concrete poured on this house as well. Really makes it kind of open and wide, and has a little extra parking and storage as well for the garage area if you need to park a couple cars. 2-car garage, and you could probably park at least 2 cars to 3 cars in the driveway with how big the driveway is. This is a corner lot, so you do have a lot of yard to take care of and a lot of space in between you. No one on this side of the part of the house. A couple really nice pine trees far enough away from the house where they're not going to obstruct or make any issues. You do have the mailbox on the corner of this lot as well, which part of it will be maintained by other individuals. Just to give you a heads up, there's a little easement for that which will be taken care of, but more than likely if you're mowing it, you're going to probably just end up mowing the whole thing if you end up doing that. Exterior wise, nothing to note on the exterior of this home. Everything on this home on the exterior has been replaced or redone and repainted, from the window wells to everything else. This does have an active irrigation system in it, which is right here in the corner, right in there. So irrigating wise, super easy. These are fake plants, just to give you a heads up, along this first window well. Like I said, all the window wells were fully redone in cedar wood. Re-rocked as well, and they all have drain systems in them too, so if there was ever a big rainstorm here or any issues, it has the sufficient way to get rid of the water without it draining into the basement. Garage is separated from the home, so you do have to walk in from this door I just came into the garage. Garage isn't an oversized garage, you know, it's got a good depth to it. My truck could actually park in here, no problem, depth wise. And it is big enough for 2 cars in here. It's just, then you have a little bit of storage above as well in the garage. It's only insulated up against the house. The rest of it is not insulated. And it does have a new LiftMaster garage door opener, and then does also have 2 windows that bring in some natural light into the garage as well. Garage, some small settling cracks in the concrete. I only really see 2 in the garage. So foundation wise, not too concerned, just by looking at the concrete in the garage side after they did replace all the concrete in the front. Roof looked like it was in good shape. Gutters are in great shape, all extend out far enough. So really there's the exterior part of this entire home is in really good condition and is really well kept. I believe a lot of this remodeling was done in 2018, just based off of what I've seen in the home. So things are freshly done. New paint in here as well. It is open and inviting with the windows. You do have the west side sun coming in right now, so it is bringing in plenty of natural light into here. Ceilings wise, it is a vaulted ceiling. At the lowest point of the ceiling, you're probably looking at about 8 foot. Just shy of 8 foot, so probably like 7'6", 7'7", and at the top you're probably roughly around that 11 to 12 foot range. When you first come into the home, you do come into that open concept where the kitchen and living room are both attached together. Living room, you know, honestly, the way it's set up, you could put a decent amount of furniture in here with a good setup with a TV to where this room would feel really opening, inviting. Put a sectional along this pathway right here, and then maybe along the window a little bit. That would set this room up really well to have for entertainment. And then having the kitchen in here is also a good setup. All new cabinets, hardware, fridge, dishwasher, microwave. They did cheap out a little bit with the stove. I think they went with an LG electric stove versus getting a stainless steel one to match the appliances. But that does look like that is also in really good condition as well. One thing I probably would put in here, because it does kind of feel a little bit bare, because there is no furniture in here, so maybe it's just that concept. But having an island in the middle of that kitchen would really make that kitchen feel a little bit more usable. It wouldn't feel so open to the living room, and really could set it up nice for entertainment wise. All the lights in here are the recessed LED lighting, so changing out bulbs should have no problems for the next 20 years, hopefully on that side. Good backsplash in here as well. Most of the features in here look like they were professionally done, from the painting to the cabinet work, which this one has a little bit of storage, maybe a little coffee bar setup or something like that. And then they do have some crazy built-in closets as well. So this one right here is a built-in kind of pantry area. You also have one along the stairway as well, which is kind of just a small built-in area just for extra storage as well. Not really sure what you'd use that for, but it is there for availability. When you first come into the home, you know, it's opening and it's inviting. You know, I gotta be honest, it feels a little small, probably because the furniture isn't sectioning it off very well. So coming into the living room, into the kitchen, all at one sweep, you know, my house to a certain regard is set up that way, but when my furniture is in there, it doesn't feel like this. And so having something to kind of section off these two rooms together would make this area feel a lot less just open and exposed, which some people really like and other people might not like as much. You do have a linen closet that does go above the stairs that go down to the basement. So that's where it has that weird angle spot. The doors are all in pretty good condition. Looks like they do need a repainting, at least on this closet door. Doesn't look like they did as good of a job on the closet. The video probably doesn't do it justice, but there's some streaks in there where they just didn't get enough paint onto them. Trim in the house also looks in good shape. Nothing major to note there. Your water heater is up on the main floor, was installed in 2018. Looks like everything was done pretty well on it, all copper lining throughout. And then the gas line is set up just right below there. One thing with that water heater, with it being so tight and close together, it probably needs more venting in there. I did see that it had a vent, but that might be something that comes up in inspection. We'll swing over to check out the bathroom first, which is shared for the 3 bedrooms up here. Very large bathroom actually, so it feels good, but it would be sharing it with guests and other things, as well as it shares with the primary bedroom, so that could be an issue. Flooring in here is kind of a mosaic orange-red tile. They do have the same cabinetry as outside or out in the kitchen as they have here, and then they did put in a pretty nice quartz countertop in here with a brownish red bowl, glass bowl. Nice large mirror as well. Brand new fiberglass tub. Does have a window that they did frost over as well. It does need a shower curtain in there or a glass door installed at some point. The tub definitely is one of the shorter tubs, so bathing in that, your knees won't get wet, and so that's one of the challenges. Otherwise, they did put some towel racks and some linen spaces to put toilet paper and things like that in here as well. It's kind of hard to get a video of that, but hopefully I got it as good as I could. That door that is right here goes into the master bedroom, so we'll swing over there next. So here's the primary. Best way to describe it is it's well done. You do have a him and hers closet on the left-hand side, plus some extra storage in between. You could definitely fit a king-size bed in here with 2 nightstands. Really, the only places you can do it is between the 2 windows, which the bed frame would hang over the 2 windows a little bit. Or the way that they have it set up right now is where the king-size bed would go against this wall, and they have 2 lights that go there that go over the bed that allow you to have a reading light for nighttime. Ceilings in here are at 8 foot, 8 foot throughout the entire home, even in the basement. So ceiling height wise is in good shape. Windows are all in good shape as well. I think those were also replaced probably in that 2018 time frame as well. All the doors for the closets have been replaced with these glass paneled ones, and they do have the him and her side, but it is just your basic rack and shelf system. and it does expand all the way through, so it's not like it's fully enclosed each side. So there is quite a bit of storage in there for at least on that end. And then they do have these, you know, 8 or so dresser, I guess built-in dresser, I guess I would say, for being able to put anything else you want in there. Low profile carpet, all brand new carpet, looks in really good condition. Trim in here looks good. Paint in here looks good. And then does have a ceiling fan. And then I forgot to mention, because I try and do it every video, this part of the primary bedroom faces to the east side of the home and is blocked up for the neighbors, so you're not going to be looking into your neighbor's windows from the primary bedroom. The only thing you'll see is you'll be able to see the road from the primary bedroom, but they do have blackout curtains already installed in here. And there's that door to the bathroom, which also, you know, and they must have done it on purpose is what I'm thinking, is they only put a single coat on all these on all these doors. So the wood grain does show through. It's not my favorite look. I would probably personally just paint them all straight white. But someone might like that and enjoy it. Otherwise, let's head to the next bedroom. This one is right across on the west side of the house, out towards the front of the home. This bedroom also has the same low profile carpet. It has the LED fan and light setup. You could fit a queen bedroom in here, or bed in here. King size, you could probably fit it in here, but it would be really tight. And so I'd probably stay to a queen or smaller, with having nightstands and a couple other little dressers in here. This bedroom does face the front of the house. Nice large window to bring in that natural light. And you do get a small little view of the foothills. Nothing really to, you know, note about, but just want to share that. Closet in here is set up the same as that last one. It's the 2.5 foot deep, but this is about 8 foot long. The one in the primary bedroom was probably 15 foot long to 16 foot long. Ran the entire length of the bedroom. Being in the house, no smells. Smells fresh, smells clean. Flooring, I did forget to mention when I first came in. Flooring is LPV. It's kind of a grayish, what would you call that? Old style wood texture look to it. If you can kind of get hopefully a decent view of that. And then wood burning fireplace, and they did paint the bricks kind of a navy blue. It is on the cheaper side of the LPV, so it's not like significantly high-end stuff. It's kind of that middle to lower grade LPV, but it would last the test of time, and then at some point putting in some different flooring would not hurt. Right before you get to the next bedroom, you do have your furnace that separates in between the two bedrooms. It looks like that was probably replaced as well in 2018, just based off of kind of some of the other pieces, like the water heater that was redone. And this is a Heal commercial furnace. It is not attached to the main primary bedroom, so you're not going to hear the noise when that thing kicks on and off throughout the day and through the night. Third bedroom is going to be the smallest out of all three of them. More than likely, bed's going to fit along this wall right here. You can fit a queen in here, but would not go any bigger than that. This is the only window they did not replace. This is an original window to the home. It is a double pane window. It just doesn't match the rest of the home in terms of having that white poly window, so just something to note as well. And then this one has the same closet. This one's only about 4 foot long by 2.5 foot deep. And all the ceilings up here, I probably mentioned it already once or twice, but all the ceilings in here are 8 foot. Same low profile carpet in here as well, which is kind of a gray texture, or gray color. And then you do have a linen closet at the end of the hallway. Swing back around here, we'll head down to the basement. If I didn't mention, these are granite countertops in here. I did not mention anything. The kitchen does face towards the east, so you'll get the eastward sun in the morning time, and then you'll get the west sun when it gets over to the living room area. Deep sink, double sink, pretty good done on that side. I'll just show you guys these really quick. There is no pantry in here, so you could turn this part into a pantry, which is right next to kind of that coffee bar area. Or more than likely, probably if it was me, I'd probably find some way to put a makeshift pantry somewhere in here right next to the fireplace, just to be able to bring a little more storage to the house. Before we actually head out down to the basement, let me just show you the backyard really fast. Just so you guys have an idea of that. Fresh concrete also as well down here. This has no grass in it, so zero grass. You do have, gosh, I actually cannot even tell you what that tree is. It looks like it is an aspen from what I can tell, but it does not have the right leaf structure. So, but I would bet that that has to be an aspen tree or something pretty close to it. Maybe a poplar would be probably closer to what that tree is. Like I said, backyard privacy is actually pretty good here. Not facing anybody's window, 6-foot privacy fence. Fence could use some love at some point. You do have access from their backyard to the front yard via this little gate right here. They did have irrigation for the front yard. That front yard is really large, so I can understand why they probably didn't want to put turf back here. But they do, but at some point, I mean, I think turf having back here, or at least putting some plants back here, would make a heck of a difference on the look. And then coming back around here is where you have the rest of it, which is all rocked in. This is actually a spot where you could, if you built a gate in here, you could pull an RV back in this spot pretty easily. And only other thing to note back here as well is that that is a very original AC condenser, so that would probably be something that you'd want to replace at some point down the line. Probably still works. We're getting closer to the time where they can actually inspect those, because it's not cold, because it's actually getting warm enough out to where they can inspect them without creating any damage. So we could at least get a note on that if that is in working and operating condition. Exterior wise on the backside, it's all fresh paint, all fresh windows as well, or newer windows. Screens look like they're in good condition. There's some small spots where paint was missed. I mean, for an example, you do have it set up right here where they missed around a little bit of these vents for the washer and dryer unit. And then I did want to show you this as well. This home does have an active radon system in it for the basement, which has all been painted and then executed out to the top of the house. So that has been done properly. All right, now we're gonna head back to the basement. And just to give you a little indication, like, because this is a side lot, you do have a lot of extra space back here, and that gate does go to a little pathway as well that takes you out to the side of the home. So you do have a little extra cubby as well here. Really not sure what you'd ever use that for, but extra storage. Same low profile carpet as they had in the bedrooms. It does carry on throughout the downstairs. Trim work is all the same as well. No popcorn ceilings in this house. You know, the basement stays pretty dang cool. It's probably about a 5 to 7 degree difference between the upstairs and the basement. But basement wise, really good space. Kind of have an entertainment info area over here in this corner. And it's kind of a long alleyway that goes around as well. So plenty of room for a pool table or hockey table or anything like that. Or a really good spot back in this corner for a movie or entertainment space. So 8-foot ceilings, except for where the ductwork is at. Then it gets down to that about 7'2", 7'3" range that goes all the way across. And they have multiple vents in here, so that's why this area has been staying so much cooler, is that the AC is probably working at this point, and this area is staying definitely cooler than the upstairs at this time. This is the last bedroom. It is in the basement. This one you could definitely fit a king size bedroom in, or bed in, plus any other type of dressers or nightstands you'd want to fit in here. Kind of in a weird shape, but it works for the room and still lends plenty of opportunity to be able to put any type of furniture you want in here. This is a dual pane window in the basement. It is a builder's grade window. Everything in here has been painted gray, just like the upstairs, and then the gray carpet. You do have your closet space as well in here, which is, I wouldn't say it's a walk-in, but you know, it's not the best closet in the world because it's right underneath the stairs. So you have a little hanging rack, other hanging rack, and other shelving. I'd probably be putting dressers in this bedroom just to create a little more storage for clothing. And then swinging around here, what I was talking about earlier outside is with these egress windows that they have down here, they did put in drains in here. So if there was ever any water or issues, there's a drain that goes from that window well down into here, down into a little sub pump, which then gets shot back out of the house and goes up into the yard. Same deal with this closet as well. That's another sub pump area for the house to, if there was ever any water that got around the foundation of the home, that would then pick it up, suck it up, and bring it back out to the yard. You do have a bathroom down here as well. Same flooring as the bathroom upstairs. Fiberglass shower, low profile pan, so plenty of space in there to be able to shower and not feel cramped. And then right here, which these are always tough to show, but you do also have kind of a linen closet that's built into the wall as well for the bathroom. We'll swing over to the last place, which is going to be the laundry room. So good size laundry room. They do have the floor drain in here as well for any issues that do come up. They have all the attachments for having a washer dryer in here. Easily could put a little shelving in here, or not shelving, but a little tabletop in here as well if you want to fold clothes in here. And then this wall right here, which I was kind of questioning at one point, it's kind of like a foam almost that they put over the concrete, probably to insulate a little bit. It's got some streaks and lines which probably do not show up in the photos or at the video at all. But it is just a type of foam that they have in there just to keep it more insulated. And then you do have a little storage area as well with plenty of shelving and your radon unit as well that goes into the backyard, which I showed you earlier. And then that is a dual pane glass as well for the window. That is not a good egress window, so you could never use this for anything else other than storage, or that's about it unless you wanted to expand out the living room area and make the living room area bigger. Well, that is it pretty much on this one, guys. I will get these videos over to you ASAP, and hopefully you guys can kind of look through them and see which one might look best. Let me know if you have any questions on any of these places, or if I missed anything. When you start doing multiple of these videos, you kind of start forgetting which parts and which features I need to be pointing out and being consistent. So these might be, since we did 3 of these, might be worth actually getting on the phone and discussing them as we're looking through the videos and talking about it. So you guys just let me know what fits you. Let me know which ones kind of interest you the most, and I can dive in and get some more information for you as well. Well, we'll be in touch, guys, and hope you liked it. Talk to you later. Bye.